Greetings. I wish to share with you my encounters with UFOs, and it started back in the mid 70s. My cousin was going through divorce and leaving San Jose and going to San Carlos in California. Over Stanford, there was a very odd, dark shape. Couldn't make it out. It wasn't a helicopter, wasn't anything. It was just a dark, solid object. And we pulled off onto the freeway. And underneath it was just one light, no sound, no motion, no nothing. And naturally, my cousin being, "Take me!" And that thing just disappeared from view. He said it just went, psh. So that was the first. And I have driven on Highway 5, say from Alameda going to Sacramento where I lived. And over there, I'm not sure it was the back of LA, but there's like two hillsides. And as I'm on the fast lane, this vessel was turned sideways. And I could see all of the piping and tubing and all the characteristics of his bottom side. Well, when you're driving, my foot came off the gas. I went ahead and did this on the steering wheel to try and stay steady. And of course, the person behind me is honking his horn. So that was another occasion. Another time I was transporting my ex-wife to try and remarry, which was a definitely bad mistake. And lo and behold, right before her, she's in her car, I'm in mine, a beam of white light it was just solid. It was not, and I called her up and said, "Oh, that's fireworks." Nothing I've ever seen look like that. Okay, so, Match.com, that's how I met my wife. It was 20 years ago. It was right after 9/11. It was like the second week in November. I flew down there to play Santa Claus to her daughter and to her. And it was quite enjoyable, quite interesting. It's a different world. Over there, I left her building and took 5 upward streets and realized I couldn't breathe. There was no air to breathe at all. So turning around and walking downhill, I felt like I was on a motorcycle. I could breathe, I could see, I was functional. And the entry part of departing Bolivia, I was flying over the Atlantic, not quite near Cuba, but I could see colors in the ocean colors. And lo and behold, there was a translucent disc. I had an actual disc I could see. I'm one that likes to sit by the window, so I mentally said, "If you are real, pay me a visit. Welcome Thanksgiving." My son's with his mom in San Jose, and I live in Sacramento. And it was like a 8:30 departure from Los Gatos, San Jose area. And suddenly the car was bouncing. I mean, it was just bouncing on the fast lane. You know, the little markers. I was bouncing up and down. I had the baseball cap over my clock, so I had no time reference. And oddly enough, Highway 12 was nearby, so I pulled off. Maybe I needed something. I was sleeping or something. Something wasn't right. So I pulled into the station. There was a man and a woman in full, from shoulder to ankle, black coats. I don't know if it was fur, leather, I didn't pay attention, but they were like observing us, you know. And then I stepped into the store, and the poor clerk was like, 8 hours! Well, didn't register with me. Okay, he got his treats, I got my treats. He managed to get home. As soon as we got home, realized it was already 1 something in the morning. So when we were on Highway 12, it was already past midnight, which shouldn't have taken that long. So we had missing time. So 8 years later, my dad, my hero of my life, of course, he was the only other male because I have 7 sisters, and so he had passed away in September, and so I was heavily depressed at Christmas time, and I had my son there. So my wife from Bolivia called one of my sisters and said, "Can you help David out? He is depressed." So what does she do? She takes us to a psychic shop. So I'm there, my son's there, my sister's there, and this eye reader, Chris Condi, Planet Earth Rising, he works elsewhere now, but he approached us and pointed to us both saying, "You two had an alien abduction." Oh, I believe it. Missing time, yeah, I believe it. And so I had, back in 87, melanoma, so I had Kaiser repeatedly checking me, and oddly enough, I don't know if you can see this, but let me try and get this into the picture here. Oh, okay. But anyhow, I have on my right thumb, it's like, oh, no, I'll get it. I have a viewing of, let's see if I can get it. No, still can't get it. Can't get the thumb. But anyhow, there's 3 tiles. The middle one is below the 2 outer ones, and they basically facilitated my driving, so I was able to get home safely. So I enjoyed the encounter. I had in 2017 I had joined ET Let's Talk, a very friendly group. No needing to buy apps and equipment and all that. It was all by the heart. So I joined them for the retreat that was in August up there in Mount Shasta, and I seen many UFOs, and so it felt like I could laugh, I could enjoy. So upon returning home, I continued my welcome to Earth, safe travels, enjoy what you can, have fun, can't be all work. And I try to say that on a daily basis. And then I would part my hands and say, welcome to Earth, and send Reiki and welcome to Earth, like I was really casting it all across the sky that was visible to me. So in all, I had UFOs show up. It's got to keep going on. And so that is my wife. So here I am. Well, just like that. I get frustrated. I step outside, and lo and behold, I had studied the stars to realize there's not a star up there, but they're like saying, hey, look up. And when I look up, I go, hey, you're not a star. I toss them a kiss. They brighten up, and they glow dimly away. So I had communication. She and my daughter were in Hawaii, and I voiced out loudly to them, hey, can I get a quick trip to Hawaii? They would brighten up and dim away, so answer no. So one of my bigger scenarios is doing Qigong, parting of the clouds, and that indeed a shooting star went across and a shooting star came right back. So, and in that residence, I had a white vessel, not visible at all, but suddenly right over me and like heading into the building, and then vanished. And then this last summer, I was on a hand radio broadcasting with my radio and talking and all the rest of how a Midwest CE5 was going, and I was radioing their meditation skyward, and I was hearing the effects that they were seeing the UFOs making beautiful samples in the stars seen in the Midwest from Texas on up. So I stepped outside. Clouds in my neighborhood. So the following day, I stepped out and I said, "Thank you for what you've accomplished for these people to be able to see such." Lo and behold, here's this white vessel. Looks like it's not visible, but it's just suddenly right above me, like diving into the building and saying yes. So I have had orange vehicles show up. I've had other ones. I've had like little stars all suddenly showing up around me. So I do indeed feel connected. And I will share with you, my wife is going to be upset because during one of my sessions of asking them to play music, they actually played Cat Stevens looking for a hard-headed woman. Well, she was not happy. She started crying. I waited 17 years for you to sing that. So I'm not sure what her disturbance is, why she's so frustrated. But basically, I have been on a mission. I'm wanting to basically share with the world that indeed it's possible to have friends from above. You just have to make contact and be friendly and be open-minded, and indeed they can interact with you. And I picture the world changing. I do. I picture uh, that indeed they can levitate mankind's thinking to a better scenario, better farming, better climate, better just improvements all the way around that we are not familiar with. So, and with that, I'm hoping. I would really like to see the world step up and change before God has to say, termination time. Time to end it. I'd rather have the heavens look down and say, look at that, mission accomplished. They improve. So, so if this is frightening for some, it may take years for you to understand it. I don't know, but I'm definitely wishing to share that they are friendly. They have been interacting with me. And I must say, there was one orb that showed up one time, and I said, I wish nothing to happen to you. And it wasn't just a glowing light, it was more like like flashing response. So it was a pleasure, it was a delight. So I have enjoyed having contact, whether it be by radio or little images. So I hope that indeed the world changes. It is truly my desire. So enjoy what you can. This is a guy that's got cancer and unknown how long to live. So, okay, I'm sharing.